Today I'm here with Jake Nothdurft and Mary Guiley, both members of the team behind Viable. Viable is a new nonprofit filming campaign produced by 8 RTA students as part of their thesis project. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
So to start off, how did this idea of the film come about?
A couple of years ago now, or I guess a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with MS. I suffered a relapse and ended up being diagnosed with MS. My best friend, Melissa Cicluna, who's our executive producer, she was with me literally from day one. So she was the one who actually came to me and it very touchingly thought of the idea to do our thesis project for MS and to raise awareness about MS.
And Mary, tell us a little bit about the film.
It's a film about an 18-year-old girl named Violet, and she wants to be a pianist for the rest of her life. She loves piano. But right before her audition with a world-renowned music school, like a Juilliard, she's diagnosed with MS. She suffers a relapse, and she's suffering all these MS symptoms all of a sudden. And it's just about her overcoming not only the symptoms that she's feeling now, but all the obstacles that are getting in the way of her pursuing this dream of hers. And I definitely had input from my own experience and insight from my own experience. There are some scenes that are directly related to what I went through. For example, the diagnosis scene is very close to what I experienced.
So tell me a little bit about the process of making this film. Did you guys face any challenges along the way?
Well, we, along with the film, we're doing a lot of different elements. So we're doing a soundtrack, and then we're also doing a huge social campaign and a campaign that we're calling I Am Viable, which features stories from the MS community. So I think the challenge initially was, how are we going to fit all of this content in? But we did our shoot back in November and really wanted to plan out to be able to execute all those elements properly. And at the same time, we're also doing color correction for the film, which happens in a post-production process. So coloring the film individually, and of course all the planning and logistics that come with our event on March 3rd.
So Jake, you mentioned that you've garnered the support from Ryerson, MS Society of Canada, and other international organizations. What is the extent of this support?
Well, it's just been incredible, the amount of support we've gotten, and I think it reinforces how amazing social media is. On our Instagram alone, we've had people from about 10 countries who have approached us wanting to get involved. You know, they can't be here at the premiere, be here for certain events in Toronto, but they want to get involved, so we're actually having them send in videos of their diagnosis. So the support is just amazing.
What are the goals for the film?
I think that established back when we created the project, we wanted to approach the project with the mentality that we are going to take this past Ryerson, take it as far as we can in terms of spreading MS awareness, taking the story hopefully to film festivals and around the world as much as we can, and just creating the conversation about MS as an open conversation.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here today, and thank you for sharing your story. I really appreciate it.